Welcome to ABX Reviews. In today's visit to Turf Loop, the drama was turned all the way up, with family feuds reaching explosive new levels, health scares causing panic, and long-buried secrets being used as weapons. It was an emotionally charged episode that left several characters facing life-altering decisions. Here are 10 key scenes from today's explosive episode. Scene 1, A Mother's Ultimatum. Jackie confronts her daughter, Pretty, demanding that she immediately pack her bags and move with her to Mokopane. Pretty defiantly refuses, stating her life is in Turf Loop and she intends to finish her matric there. The argument escalates until Jackie declares it is not a request but an order. Character motivation: Jackie is driven by a desire to provide what she sees as a more stable environment for her daughter, wanting to remove her from Turf Loop. Pretty is motivated by a fierce sense of independence and attachment to her current life and friends. Scene analysis: this is a classic clash of wills between a parent and a teenager. The scene establishes the central conflict of the episode, highlighting the broken-down communication and lack of trust between mother and daughter. How do the characters impact the story? This confrontation sets the entire episode in motion, creating ripple effects that impact other characters like Fefo and Paxton, and forcing everyone to pick a side in this family dispute. Scene 2, A Father's Intervention. Fefo confronts Jackie about her plan to take Pretty away. He insists she has no good reason to do so and should let the girl stay. This quickly spirals into a painful argument about their past and their capabilities as parents. Character analysis: Fefo positions himself as a voice of reason, but his arguments are laced with judgment. Jackie reveals her deep-seated pain and resilience, fiercely defending the years she spent raising their daughter alone. What deeper issues are being explored? The scene digs into themes of parental guilt, resentment, and the long shadow cast by past relationship failures. It questions what truly makes a stable home and who gets to decide that. My reaction to the scene: this was a brutally raw exchange. The personal attacks, especially Fefo bringing up Jackie's past struggles, made the argument feel less about Pretty and more about their own unresolved history. Scene 3, A Desperate Question. In a very tense and quiet moment, Koloy, looking visibly unwell, turns to a companion and asks a heartbreaking question, wondering if he is going to die. His companion admits they do not know, confirming that Koloy's health situation is serious and seems to be deteriorating. Character motivation: Koloy is motivated by sheer fear and a basic human need for reassurance in the face of a terrifying health crisis. His companion is motivated by a harsh realism, unable to offer false comfort. What deeper issues are being explored? This scene powerfully explores the themes of mortality, fear of the unknown, and the vulnerability one feels when facing a serious personal challenge. It is a stark moment of human fragility. Is the story strong, confusing, predictable, surprising, etc.? This storyline is particularly strong because it introduces a genuine life and death stakes situation that is separate from the family drama, adding a layer of gravity to the episode. Scene 4, A Harsh Demand. The same person speaking with Koloy shifts the conversation to a debt of 1,000 that Koloy owes. They dismiss Koloy's explanations and promises as mere stories, giving him a strict 10-day deadline to produce the full amount, showing no sympathy for his health predicament. Greed: the moneylender's single-minded focus on the debt, despite Koloy's obvious distress, highlights a cold and greedy nature, where money is valued over a person's well-being. Lessons learned: this scene serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of getting into difficult financial situations and the lack of mercy one can face from certain lenders. Based on what I've seen, what do I think will happen next? Koloy's desperation will likely push him to take a drastic action to get the money, potentially putting him in an even more dangerous situation, perhaps by getting involved with the wrong people. Scene 5, A Threat Made. The situation with Koloy intensifies as the moneylender demands his phone as collateral. They then issue a direct threat, telling Koloy to have the money ready by the time they return from the kitchen, leaving Koloy in a state of terrified suspense. Scene analysis: the tension in this scene is built through short, sharp dialogue and the implied threat of what might happen if Koloy fails to comply. The atmosphere is heavy with fear and intimidation. Character analysis: the moneylender is revealed to be not just impatient, but intimidating and willing to use pressure tactics to get what they want, showing a complete lack of empathy. My reaction to the scene: this was incredibly uncomfortable to watch. The shift from a health discussion to a financial shakedown made it clear that Koloi is trapped in a nightmare with no easy way out. Scene 6, a painful accusation. During their argument, Fefo crosses a line by blaming Jackie's past personal choices for a past family hardship, specifically referencing a time they lived in a shack that burned down. This is a deeply personal and hurtful low blow. Betrayal, using a painful period from their shared past as a weapon, feels like a profound betrayal. It is no longer about parenting but about hurting each other. How are the characters developing? This moment shows Fefo regressing, revealing a cruel side under pressure. For Jackie, it reinforces her defensive stance and likely solidifies her belief that she cannot co-parent peacefully with him. What deeper issues are being explored? The scene shows how past trauma can be weaponized in relationships, preventing healing and moving forward. It explores the lasting damage of blame and resentment. Scene 7, gossip at home. Babale and others discuss the fact that Kenny was involved with Pretty. They express shock at the age difference and are angry that someone in the community seems to be protecting Kenny. Jealousy, while not explicitly stated, the intensity of the anger could hint at deeper, more personal issues with Kenny, perhaps rooted in jealousy over his influence or relationships. Character motivation. The characters are motivated by a desire to protect the young people in their community from what they perceive as a bad influence. Their anger stems from a place of concern, however judgmental it may seem. How do the characters impact the story? Babale and the others represent the voice of the community, applying social pressure and ensuring that Kenny's actions do not go unnoticed, which will likely force a confrontation later. Scene 8, a brother's perspective. Paxton talks with another sibling about the big argument between Jackie, Fefo, and Pretty. He admits he's never seen anyone stand up to their father like that, while his sibling maintains that Pretty was just being disrespectful. Lessons learned. The scene shows how different people can perceive the same event in completely different ways, teaching a lesson about perspective and family loyalty. Scene analysis. This provides a breather from the main conflict, allowing us to see its impact on the wider family. It highlights the divisions even among the children. Based on what I've seen, what do I think will happen next? This division suggests the family conflict is far from over. Paxton's admiration for Pretty's defiance could lead him to support her, potentially creating a new alliance within the household. Scene 9, a secretive deal. Two young men have a brief, hushed conversation where one confirms he managed to get something, easing the other's concerns after a moment of distrust. Greed. The underlying motivation for this secret deal is likely financial gain, pointing to a storyline involving making money through questionable means. Is the story strong, confusing, predictable, surprising, etc.? This scene is a bit confusing for the viewer as the details are kept vague, but it successfully builds intrigue and suggests a separate, shady plot is unfolding in the background. What deeper issues are being explored? It touches on the theme of desperation leading young people into risky ventures, and how a desire for quick solutions can override better judgment. Scene 10, a visit of concern. A visitor comes to check on the family after all the commotion. They express relief that Pretty's disappearance ended safely, but the conversation quickly turns back to the ongoing drama with Kenny and the tensions within the community. Character motivation. The visitor is motivated by genuine concern for the family's well-being, representing the supportive side of the community. How do the characters impact the story? This character serves as a narrative device to recap the events and remind the audience of the wider community's awareness and interest in the family's affairs. My reaction to the scene: it was a moment of calm after the storm, acknowledging the seriousness of what happened while smoothly transitioning the focus back to the lingering problems with Kenny, ensuring that storyline remains active.